Is this a house? Miss Angles teaches geometry, and as I walked into her class, I noticed all of the students had shapes out to help them solve their math problems. I said hello to Miss Angles and walked around to see what the students were learning about that day. I noticed two of the students were sitting side by side, working on the same problem, but they were each using different shapes. As I continued to watch, one of the students used a square and a triangle and labeled it a house. Another student used a pentagon and labeled her shape a house. Finally, another student took two triangles and placed one base to the end of the other base. She labeled her shape a house. I am always curious, so I asked, Cornelia, would you please tell me about your shape? She explained that she thought it would be fun to live in a house that looked more like a rhombus. That way, the staircase would go straight up and lead all the way to the attic. She said that she got the idea from her school. Even though our school is in the shape of a circle, the actual shape is more like a cylinder. Cornelia thought that houses would be much more exciting if they were different shapes. It was very creative, but I asked Cornelia, how would the house stand? If the only thing holding it up was the point, then wouldn't it fall over? Cornelia was very quick to explain. Well, I haven't figured that part out yet, but I know there must be a way if I think hard enough. I can completely see Cornelia becoming an engineer when she grows up because she sees the world and the shapes in it with a different eye. Again, another great example of why I love being principal of Jolly Elementary. Compare and contrast lesson. In life, we look at two people, places, or things, and then try to see how they are similar or alike. We are automatically comparing them. When we look for the differences or the way that they are not alike, then we are looking at ways to contrast the items. In this chapter, there are many places where the students compare and contrast shapes. One example is when Miss Cardinal says, I noticed that two of the students were sitting side by side, working on the same problem, but they were each using different shapes. This shows that there are two students that shows they are similar, but they were using different shapes. That shows a contrast. See if you can find some other examples of compare and contrasts.